Given that the ancient records are clear about the existence of the great congregation of planets, and that scientific evidence shows that not only is such a formation possible, but exists throughout the galaxy, we should expect that the scriptures and prophets would have something to say about such an important topic if it were historically so. Speaking of the calamities of the last days, Apostle Parley P. Pratt declared that stars, which was his word for planets, would fall to Earth. Pratt indicated that these planets are returning to Earth, having been broken off during previous catastrophes in Earth's history. These planets are to be joined to Earth, just as they had been joined to Earth in earlier times. But planets, some of which are vastly larger than Earth, cannot join through direct contact. So how will this be done? Philo Dibble claimed that Joseph Smith made a drawing of ancient Earth's appearance, from which he then made a facsimile. Sidney Dibble, Philo's son, described the facsimile. Earth is the center orb. According to Joseph Smith, ancient Earth was considered a conjunction of planets. This would explain Elder Pratt's assertion that planet-sized fragments of Earth were broken off. He simply meant that planets, from time to time, were separated from the conjunction and propelled into space. When they are rejoined at the second coming, they will take up their original places in the polar configuration. Although Sidney Dibble called the connections between the planets land, Joseph Smith considered them to be spiritual connections and not physical connections. The spiritual connections likely referred to the giant Birkeland currents that extended between the planets, forming the original cosmic thunderbolt. Facsimile number 2 from the Book of Abraham also points to a conjunction of planets along a common axis. The planet Olablish had both the same revolution as Kolob and the same measurement of time. This means that both planets were in axial alignment, rotating at the same rate. Earth also belonged to the same order of planets, meaning that it too belonged to the axial conjunction. In fact, facsimile number 2 is a representation of the cosmic wheel, one of the many variations of the polar configuration. This strongly suggests that the conjunction of planets described in facsimile number 2 is the polar configuration of planets of our past, and that the planets named in the description of facsimile number 2 can be identified with the planets of the polar configuration. If we compare what the ancients said about the planet Saturn and what facsimile number 2 states about Kolob, we find numerous exact points of correspondence, making it likely the two were the same planet with different names. Parley P. Pratt claimed that not only was Kolob a governing planet, but that it was a sun. The ancients considered the planet Saturn, under numerous names, the primeval sun god, as David Talbot points out.